7 signs they like you so much, they can't hide it anymore. Old Stoic wisdom. Welcome to our channel. It's Stoicism Win, where you discover fascinating and practical knowledge from the Stoic philosophers to lead a meaningful and virtuous life. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, when you are troubled by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt an unspoken connection, as if they were trying to hide their feelings from you? Not in a deceitful way, but more like they were trying to resist the urge to smile, to look at you a moment longer, or to touch your hand a bit too long. Sometimes people fall for you but try their best to keep it hidden, yet eventually their emotions spill over. Their body language betrays their hidden affection. Their voice softens, their energy shifts, and suddenly it's clear they can no longer conceal their feelings. In today's exploration, we'll reveal 7 undeniable signs they like you so much they can't hide it anymore. These aren't just the usual predictable tips you might have heard elsewhere. No, these signs are subtle, rooted in emotional depth, and backed by timeless psychological wisdom. Let's dive in. Sign 1. Their eyes apologize for wanting you. There's an undeniable truth about the way someone's eyes behave when they like you, something they simply can't hide. It's not a matter of control, it's the pull of their inner emotions, governed by forces beyond their conscious mind. You'll notice it in the way their eyes linger on you when they think you're not looking, only to quickly dart away the moment you catch them. It's a subtle, yet powerful confession, one that reveals an internal battle they cannot fully suppress. They want to connect, to share their affection, but the old Stoic wisdom whispers that vulnerability is a double-edged sword, and so they remain guarded as their gaze betrays them. This is no mere coincidence. What you're seeing is the manifestation of cognitive dissonance, an internal tug of war between desire and restraint. Their brain yearns to connect with you, to bask in the reward of eye contact, which is scientifically proven to trigger dopamine release, that sweet pleasure chemical that makes us feel alive. But at the same time, their social conditioning, the lessons learned from society and culture, tell them to hide such emotions, to mask their vulnerability. The result? A magnetic gaze that burns with unspoken words, but is fleeting, like a quick spark that's afraid to catch fire. This is where the beauty of Stoic principles comes in. The Stoics understood the importance of maintaining composure in the face of internal turmoil. They didn't deny their emotions, rather they mastered them, turning restraint into strength. But let's be real, when someone is drawn to you, their eyes can't help but reveal the truth. The dance between longing and control becomes a silent apology, a confession they can't put into words. It's as if their eyes are saying, "I want you, but I'm afraid," all while trying to hold on to the iron mind of Stoicism that teaches us to manage our desires, not be ruled by them. This unspoken exchange between their gaze and yours speaks louder than words ever could. In the end, their eyes reveal everything they are too afraid to say. The hesitation, the darting glances, the subtle shift in focus, they are the silent markers of someone who is trying to maintain control, but their heart and mind are in conflict. They are torn between the pleasure of connection and the need for emotional armor. And that, my friend, is where the true beauty lies. They are showing you their vulnerability, and it's in those fleeting moments that their desire becomes a confession they simply cannot hide. So don't mistake the quick glance or the diverted gaze for anything less than an old Stoic wisdom at play. Their eyes might say one thing, but the struggle within them, torn between connection and restraint, is the real story unfolding. The more you understand this delicate balance of longing and control, the better you'll understand just how much they care, even if they won't say it outright. In the end, their eyes will always tell you the truth, if only you're willing to listen. Sign 2. Their body angles toward you, even when they're not talking. Have you ever been in a room full of people in the middle of a lively group conversation, and yet, somehow, you felt like someone's attention was fixated solely on you. Their eyes, their posture, the subtle lean of their body all seem to be angled toward you, even though they're not actively engaging with you in conversation. There's no denying it. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a clear signal that they like you, and they can't hide it anymore. This unconscious behavior, often referred to as proxemics, is the way humans use space and body orientation to convey feelings and intentions. Whether you're aware of it or not, our bodies are constantly sending out signals, revealing what we truly feel inside. And when someone likes you, their body can't help but turn toward you, signaling a strong desire to be closer to you, even when they're not actively speaking. Take a moment to observe. When someone's feet or shoulders naturally lean in your direction, it's not just a random gesture. It's a body language cue that says, "I want to be closer to you." When they mirror your gestures, your posture, or even your facial expressions, it's their body giving away their feelings. They might not verbally say anything, but their body language is doing all the talking. This is a form of silent communication that's hard to fake. The Stoic rule of understanding non-verbal signals teaches us to pay attention to what is unsaid, what the body is telling us in moments of silence. This powerful form of communication goes deeper than just a simple gesture. It's rooted in human nature. When someone likes you, they instinctively position themselves closer to you, even without realizing it. They might shift their feet, lean their body, or tilt their head in your direction, each movement subconsciously drawn toward you as if their body is on autopilot, following the gravitational pull of your presence. In these moments, it's clear. Their attraction to you is no longer something they can hide. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian's famous research on body language supports this idea, revealing that over 50% of communication is non-verbal. So, while words are important, they only tell part of the story. What truly matters, what you should be paying attention to, is how someone positions themselves around you. This physical alignment, this orientation toward you, is an unmistakable sign of emotional investment. It speaks volumes about their feelings, even if they're not saying a word. Be mindful of these body cues. In the world of practical Stoicism, it's often the silent signals that reveal the deepest truths. The body does not lie. A person might say one thing, but their posture, their gestures, and their unspoken movements tell you what's really going on beneath the surface. Don't be fooled by words alone. Focus on the subtle yet powerful language of the body. You must understand this. Even when someone is silent, their body can betray their true feelings. It's not just a matter of proximity, it's about energy. When someone is deeply invested in you, their physical alignment will naturally reflect that emotional pull. The next time you're in a group setting, pay attention to the people around you. Watch their body language. Are they angled toward you, even when they're not the center of the conversation? Are they unconsciously mirroring your movements? If so, congratulations. They may be revealing their feelings to you in the most honest and unguarded way possible. This is a concept that transcends words and taps into the core of human connection. The Stoic rule of recognizing what's unsaid allows us to observe these non-verbal signals and interpret them accurately. You don't need to rely solely on words or gestures to understand someone's feelings. Sometimes their body is saying everything you need to know. In the end, these subtle but powerful cues are clear indicators that someone likes you more than they're letting on. Their body is saying, "I want to be near you, I'm drawn to you, and I can't hide it anymore." Keep an eye out for these signs, because in the world of practical Stoicism, we know that actions often speak louder than words. If you've noticed someone's body naturally turning towards you, even when they're not speaking, then you're seeing the unspoken truth of their attraction. It's a sign they can't hide their feelings any longer. Drop a comment right now. Their body speaks louder than words. Like this video, subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remind yourself daily, actions are louder than silence. Sign 3. They say your name more than necessary. When someone says your name more than necessary, it's far from a simple habit. It's a deep subconscious signal of their affection. This is not just politeness or an attempt to sound considerate. It's a powerful form of emotional communication, one that is ingrained in our psychology. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That applies here. The act of saying your name repeatedly speaks volumes. It's an indication that this person is thinking about you, cherishing you, and trying to draw you in, even when you're not around. Hearing your own name activates the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine, the chemical that makes us feel good, appreciated, and valued. The repeated use of your name isn't random. It's their subconscious mind sending a signal that you matter to them. In the context of Stoicism, we are taught to observe and act, not to simply react. This situation calls for observation of the subtle but meaningful ways someone is trying to connect with you. When someone is genuinely interested in you, they naturally incorporate your name into conversation more often than usual. Why? Because it creates a bond. It's a powerful way of connecting emotionally without words being explicitly spoken. It's about fostering intimacy. When they say your name, it's their way of making you feel like you belong, like you're uniquely special to them. It's an invitation to be closer, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. And this is not just a small act, it's a deeply human one. Psychologically, hearing your name repeatedly doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you feel seen, heard, and important. The act of saying your name shows they're paying attention to you, that you are not just another person in the room, but someone they truly care about. They're using your name to anchor your presence in their mind, even in your absence. In today's world, where people often feel disconnected, where distractions pull us away from meaningful interactions, these moments become even more significant. The repetition of your name is a subtle but profound gesture, an affirmation of your value in their eyes. It's the kind of thing we need to notice, to recognize the small, powerful actions that signal deeper feelings. You must understand that this is not just a conversation tactic. It's a strategic way of signaling affection, a powerful signal of someone trying to keep you close, both mentally and emotionally. The paths of wisdom laid out by Stoic philosophers like Epictetus remind us to observe and react with clarity. This isn't a moment for hesitation or confusion. It's an opportunity for connection. Think about it. When you're interested in someone, their name becomes one of the sweetest sounds in the world. It's not the frequency of the name that matters, but the intent behind it. The same applies when someone you care about repeats your name. It's their way of telling you, without using words, that they want you to be part of their mental world. You are occupying their thoughts. They may not even realize it, but they are subconsciously pulling you closer, making sure you know that you're important to them. This is the heart of the Stoic teaching: emotional self, awareness, mastery of one's reactions, and the power of presence. Don't overlook these signs. They're there for a reason. When you start noticing how often someone says your name, don't dismiss it as something insignificant. Recognize it as a powerful, almost primal form of connection. This act, small though it may seem, is a reflection of their deeper emotional state. They are letting you know, in the most intimate way, that you matter to them. This is what it means to master life, to be aware of these silent, powerful gestures that convey much more than words ever could. As Epictetus would teach us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In other words, don't chase grand gestures. Pay attention to the small, meaningful signs of affection and recognize them for what they truly are. You must learn to appreciate these signs. They aren't just words. They are a key to emotional intimacy. If you can recognize and value these subtle indicators, you can master the art of deeper connection in your own relationships. This understanding is the path of wisdom. It's the essence of Stoicism, recognizing the invisible, observing the actions that reveal deeper truths. You must internalize this. When someone repeatedly says your name, it's their heart speaking to yours. They're trying to draw you in, to make you a part of their world, to keep you mentally and emotionally present with them. Don't ignore this call. Understand it, recognize its value, and allow it to guide you toward more meaningful, fulfilling connections. This is how you win in the game of life. Sign 4. People tell you they talk about you a lot. When you hear that someone constantly brings you up in conversation, don't brush it off as coincidence. It's more than just idle chatter. This is an undeniable clue. Friends, colleagues, or acquaintances telling you that someone talks about you a lot is no accident. This is emotional displacement at its finest, a clever, albeit indirect, way of expressing their feelings. Instead of confronting the possibility of rejection, they channel their affection through others, sharing their thoughts on you indirectly. It's a protective mechanism, a way to let their attraction slip into the open without the risk of being vulnerable. By mentioning you in casual conversations, even in the most unexpected contexts, they are keeping you front and center in their world. You become a part of their day, day thoughts, so much so that your name emerges naturally, almost as if it were meant to be there. It's not a forced mention, but rather a subconscious need to include you in their ongoing narrative. Think of it as their way of processing emotions, as if they're running through their own thoughts about you, seeking validation or even advice from others. It's as though they want to test the waters before diving into the depths of more direct interaction with you. This kind of behavior can manifest subtly. Maybe someone casually mentions that another person can't stop talking about you, or that your name has come up more than once in their discussions. It's a sign of an emotional undercurrent that can't be fully concealed. The irony here is that the more they try to hide their affection, the more it leaks out into the conversations of others, inadvertently revealing just how deeply you've impacted them. Their emotions, much like the Old Stoic wisdom suggests, can only be suppressed for so long before they manifest in some way. And this is one of the clearest signs. Their thoughts and feelings are spilling over, and they're unwittingly sharing them with the world. If multiple people start telling you that someone talks about you regularly, it's a signal that your presence has a lasting impact on them. It's not just casual banter anymore. It's a persistent thread woven into the fabric of their daily life. The old Stoic principles teach us that the mind must be disciplined, and yet even the most controlled individuals can't always suppress their deeper feelings. And here lies the paradox. No matter how much they try to hide their affection, it inevitably escapes, leaving you with a profound sense of how much you truly matter to them. So remember, when people speak of you in this way, take it seriously. Your presence has left an impression, and that impression is now part of their reality, whether they are fully aware of it or not. This is your cue to notice the subtle shifts. Don't overlook the moments when others tell you, "They've been talking about you again?" Don't let the irony of this emotional strategy slip past you. The more they try to control or conceal their feelings, the more they unintentionally reveal them. An iron mind, cultivated through Stoic principles, can only suppress so much. The heart, however, speaks in its own language, one that even the most disciplined cannot entirely contain. If you found this insight helpful, comment below, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable wisdom. Comment to remember, their words reveal more than they realize. Sign 5. They find small reasons to touch you, then get awkward. Physical touch is one of the most primal and immediate ways to express attraction. You've probably noticed it. A slight brush of the arm, a hand grazing yours, a tap on the shoulder that feels almost too deliberate to be accidental. Don't ignore it. This is no coincidence. These small gestures, they are nothing less than a covert declaration of desire. But here's the twist. When someone is nervous, cautious, or unsure of their feelings, their approach to physical touch becomes, a little awkward. It's like they're testing the waters, but they're unsure whether the temperature is too hot or too cold. These touches are delicate, fleeting, almost as if they're afraid to let their emotions fully surface. They may not know how to express it openly, so they use touch as a subtle means to communicate what words can't. And it's here where the Stoic rules of emotional restraint seem to clash with raw, unfiltered desire. Practical Stoicism would tell them to hold it all in, to maintain their composure, but when they touch you, they betray the emotions they're trying to suppress. It's in the reaction that follows where the story gets truly interesting. The awkwardness is a clear sign. Suddenly there's nervous laughter, an attempt to deflect or downplay the moment. They might quickly avoid eye contact or worse, take a step back as if to distance themselves from the vulnerability they just let slip. But that's the giveaway. This is the push-pull dynamic at play. They reach out, then pull away. Why? Because they're battling with themselves, caught between wanting to get closer to you and fearing the emotional consequences. Let's be honest. This is exactly where human emotions and Stoic wisdom collide. Stoicism teaches restraint, emotional control, and understanding that one's actions should always be measured. But love, attraction, those feelings don't follow a rule book. They get messy, they get awkward. It's a fine balance, and you can feel that tension in the way they touch you, then almost immediately regret it. It's like a first, silent confession of their feelings, a raw, unspoken truth that they don't quite know how to verbalize yet. Why does it matter? Because it reveals something profound about the person. That moment of hesitation, that awkwardness, it's a crack in their emotional armor. The more they try to hide it, the more the truth slips through the cracks. This is where practical Stoicism breaks down. They want to keep it all together, but their body, unlike their mind, refuses to comply. Their touch becomes a silent testament to their feelings, even though they might not be ready to admit it out loud. Don't dismiss these tiny touches as mere accidents. They're not. They're deliberate. They're little sparks of affection, often more revealing than any spoken word could ever be. Pay attention to the signals they're sending. If their hands keep finding reasons to brush against yours, if they hesitate, then retreat, then come back again, it's not a mistake. It's them trying to communicate something deep, something they may not yet have the courage to say. The Stoic in them wants to maintain control, but their body has its own language, and it's saying everything they're afraid to admit. You must learn to recognize the subtle art of touch. It's not just about the physical connection. It's about what's going on beneath the surface. In the moments they pull away, there's a wealth of information. Practical Stoicism might teach us to keep our distance emotionally, but when it comes to matters of the heart, touch often speaks louder than words. So, what do you do with this information? Pay attention. Be alert to the moments when someone is trying to communicate with you, even if they don't have the words. And remember, those brief touches are not just accidents. They're revealing more about their feelings than they could ever say. So, don't ignore them. Recognize them for what they are. A silent confession of attraction. Sign 6. Their mood shifts dramatically around you. Notice how someone's energy can shift when you enter a room. One moment they may light up, overflowing with excitement, or they may become quiet, introspective, and distant. This isn't just a coincidence. Their emotional state is deeply influenced by you, revealing their inner turmoil. These mood swings aren't just a passing phase. They're a psychological reflection of emotional effort and struggle. At the core of this is the brain's reward system, which goes into overdrive when someone is attracted to another. The constant fluctuation in their energy is a telltale sign. Exhilaration, nervousness, even self-consciousness, all of it is a result of the emotional roller coaster you're unknowingly putting them through. But make no mistake, this emotional turbulence isn't something random. It's deeply linked to the intensity of their feelings, a powerful undercurrent in their psyche that they're trying to control. They may try to suppress these emotions, but the energy shift is unavoidable. It's a clear, almost primal response to your presence. This isn't just them being shy or unpredictable. This is the heart and mind battling to suppress feelings they don't know how to express. It shows how much of an impact you have on their inner world, even if their outward behavior says otherwise. The Stoic wisdom of Epictetus teaches us the power of emotional self-regulation. He would tell us that while we cannot always control our feelings, we can control how we act upon them. You, in this situation, are not the cause of their emotional shift. You're simply a trigger. The rest is theirs to manage, but they cannot hide their reactions forever. Recognize it as a sign of their deeper attraction, not just to you, but to the powerful psychological pull you have over them. You must acknowledge their internal battle and recognize it as a victory for yourself. You're on the path of wisdom, creating emotional resonance. When they are affected this deeply, they may try to hide it. But understand this: in their attempts to control the emotions they can't suppress, they reveal the truth of how much they care. Take heed. This is the moment to assert control over your own emotions, to be unshaken. Just as Epictetus reminds us, we must always strive to master ourselves, for that is where true power lies. Don't let their shifting moods throw you off course. Instead, use their emotional turmoil as confirmation of the strength of your presence. Every change in their mood is a victory on your path of wisdom. Their emotions are not random, they are the evidence of how deeply you matter. Keep that in mind as you continue on your journey. Your presence has power. Use it wisely. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Sign 7. They have silent moments that feel loud. In a world obsessed with words, sometimes silence speaks the loudest. When someone is truly drawn to you, it's not always their words that give it away. It's those rare, quiet moments that speak volumes. In these moments, an undeniable connection pulses beneath the surface, a connection deeper than anything words can convey. This kind of silence is not empty. It's loaded with meaning, a form of communication that transcends spoken language. It's what the Old Stoic wisdom would call a synchronization of souls, where two people's nervous systems align in perfect harmony. The intensity of this unspoken bond is felt physically, a kind of energy in the air that wraps around you both. This isn't the kind of silence that feels awkward or uncomfortable. Instead, it's thick with emotional resonance, an understanding that doesn't need words to exist. This rare and profound understanding is almost impossible to fake. People may try to cover up their feelings with words, but this silent exchange shows you exactly where they stand. It's in the way they look at you when they think you're not watching, or how they sit close without the need for constant chatter. In these moments, it's clear they're emotionally engaged, not just physically present. The ancient Stoic principles emphasize control, yet there's a surrender here, a vulnerability they can't hide anymore. The silence between you feels meaningful, and that's a sign they're emotionally tangled with you in a way they no longer try to conceal. What makes this even more powerful is that it taps into something primal, something ancient. It's the language of the heart, beyond logic, beyond words, beyond all the noise that often surrounds us. You can't fake that deep, magnetic pull, and you can't rush it. It unfolds naturally when someone is fully present, when their emotions are so aligned with yours that nothing else matters in that moment. This isn't just about attraction. It's a bond that runs deeper, a connection rooted in trust and mutual understanding. Don't underestimate the power of these silent moments. They reveal the truth far more than any grand gesture ever could. Be aware of how they make you feel during these pauses, because that silence holds a message, loud and clear. In a world full of distractions, these moments are a rare gift, reminding you that some of the strongest connections don't require words. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that the mind must be iron, strong, unshaken by trivial things. But when it comes to emotions, the heart knows the truth long before the mind does. You must understand that these silent exchanges are not merely coincidences. They are a deep emotional connection that no amount of talking can replicate. They are proof that someone is emotionally tied to you in ways they cannot hide any longer. These moments are not just quiet. They are profound. When you share these silences, you know, without a doubt, that what you have is not just physical attraction, but a deeper emotional bond, one that words simply cannot capture. This is when the Stoic principles of emotional mastery show their true strength. It's in your ability to remain calm, collected, and unflustered, allowing the emotional connection to blossom freely without forcing it. You must allow these silent exchanges to speak for themselves, and in doing so, you'll find that you're uncovering a connection far more meaningful than anything words could say. Sign 8. They laugh more when you're around. Laughter, it's universal. We all laugh, but not all laughs carry the same weight. When someone likes you, their laughter speaks louder than words. And here's the thing, they might laugh more often, and perhaps even harder, whenever you're in their presence. Think about it. Laughter isn't just a response to something funny. It's an expression, a bridge to connection. If someone is laughing around you more than they usually would, it's a sign. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to observe the subtleties of human nature, and this is one of those subtle cues that reveals more than you might realize. The first thing you should know is that laughter is their subconscious way of showing comfort. When a person feels at ease, when they feel a sense of security, they laugh freely. It's not just a reaction to a joke, it's an instinctive signal that they're happy to be in your presence. Think about how laughter releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones in the brain. It's nature's way of rewarding us for social bonding. When they laugh around you, their body is saying, "This feels good. This person makes me feel at ease." And as a man, you know how important it is to feel at ease in someone's presence, to know that their company brings a sense of joy. It's this very notion of practical stoicism, to maintain control and calm, yet to embrace the warmth of human connection. But there's more to it, a lot more. When someone likes you, they will often exaggerate their laughter. It's not about the joke being that funny, it's about them making a conscious effort to leave a positive impression on you. This isn't some over-the-top performance, it's their subconscious trying to win your favor. You must remember, people don't laugh just because they feel good. No, in some cases they laugh because they want you to see them in a certain light. They want you to know that being with you feels special. So they amplify their joy, even if the situation doesn't warrant it. It's an old trick, really. Practical stoicism teaches us that every action has a deeper meaning. And when someone laughs a bit too loudly or too frequently, that's your signal. Now don't take it at face value. It's not about just noticing the laughs. The real takeaway here is this. Laughter is contagious. Their joy around you becomes a ripple effect. If you notice that their laughter makes you laugh harder, that's a clear indication that they're trying to draw you in, to make your bond stronger. Stoic philosophers often spoke about the importance of emotional resilience, of being able to control our reactions. But even in that control, we're still human. The need for connection and shared joy is fundamental to our nature. So how do you use this to your advantage? Don't ignore the laughter. You must pay attention to it. Let it be a guide to deeper understanding. If they laugh around you more than anyone else, it's a sign that they like you. This is how they communicate, without words, without direct confrontation. It's subtle, it's quiet, but it's clear. It's a message wrapped in laughter. The next time you find yourself in a conversation and their laughter seems a little more intense than usual, ask yourself, is this person trying to impress me? Do they feel more comfortable and happy in my presence? And if the answer is yes, take it as a compliment. It's not just a sign of affection, it's proof that they want to connect with you on a deeper level. In the end, practical stoicism reminds us to embrace the simplicity of human connection without overcomplicating it. A laugh doesn't need to be analysed to death. Sometimes, it's simply the most honest form of communication. When someone laughs more around you, remember, they like you. Don't question it. Appreciate it. And don't forget to laugh with them. After all, that's what makes the world go round. If you found this insight valuable, like this post, comment your thoughts and share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep wisdom on relationships, and let's comment to remember, every action you take must come from a place of strength and authenticity. Sign 9. They remember the little details you share. When someone truly likes you, the depth of their attention is unmistakable. They remember the smallest details, the things you've mentioned in passing months ago, your favourite food, music, or a story you casually shared. This isn't just idle recollection. It's a clear sign that their mind is constantly engaged with you, reflecting a profound emotional investment. As Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This rings true here. The way they absorb and recall these minute pieces of your life shows their genuine interest and emotional attachment. They aren't merely paying attention out of politeness, they are doing it because they value you. The Stoics understood that true connection comes from understanding and attentiveness, not superficial gestures. In today's world, where distractions are endless, such focused attention stands out as a rare and significant trait. To show someone you care deeply, you must be present in their lives, fully aware of the details that make them who they are. The paths of wisdom that Stoicism provides are all about living with purpose, being mindful, and remaining consistent in how we invest ourselves in others. You must take note of those around you, their needs, their feelings, and their stories. Do not take the small moments for granted. You must act on these details. Don't ignore the quiet signals of affection. Victory in life is in the little things, in mastering the art of connection and attention. Don't wait for the grand gestures. The small acts of remembering, of showing that you truly know someone, are what build the strongest bonds. That is how you win in relationships. Apply this philosophy of attentiveness. Let it guide you to stronger, deeper connections. It is through such unwavering focus that you will realize the power of Stoicism in modern life. Remember, what we achieve inwardly will change outer reality, as said by the great philosopher. This is your path to mastery, applying wisdom in your relationships, making each detail count, and winning by becoming indispensable to those who matter most. Sign 10. They get jealous or protective in subtle ways. It's a simple truth. When someone likes you, they can't always hide the protective instinct that arises within them. You'll see it in the little things, the way they subtly shift their attention when someone else talks to you, the way their eyes flicker with discomfort when someone else flirts with you. They may try to play it cool, but beneath the surface, there's a flicker of jealousy. You see, this is not just about petty feelings. It's the iron mind of someone who knows what they want and doesn't want to lose it. It's the Old Stoic principle. The person who likes you recognizes the value of your attention, your connection, and, as a result, they subconsciously want to protect that. This possessiveness isn't about control, it's about attachment, a deeply rooted desire to keep something that brings them joy. Stoic wisdom tells us to stay calm, to act with purpose, and not to let emotions dictate our actions. But it's human to care, to feel that protective streak when something valuable to you seems threatened. When you see this behavior, don't dismiss it. It's a sign that they value you on a level they may not always openly express. They're revealing a side of themselves that doesn't quite align with the calm facade they typically wear. Don't mistake this for weakness. It's a sign of emotional strength and depth, hidden behind the Stoic mask. In modern life, we often mistake these small signs for insecurity or immaturity, but the opposite is true. A person who likes you deeply, who genuinely cares, will show a level of protectiveness that comes from understanding the weight of that connection. When someone exhibits this type of behavior, it's not just an emotional response, it's their way of saying, "I see you, I value you, and I'm not willing to let go." This subtle jealousy, this protective streak, is one of the clearest signs that they like you more than they're letting on. It's a direct reflection of the Stoic principles of loyalty and commitment. They want to ensure their bond with you remains strong, unthreatened. And here's where the Stoics have their place in this. Epictetus, the master of Stoic wisdom, once said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. What this means is, our emotions, our attachments, are not weaknesses. They're the fuel that drives us to protect what's important. That's the real iron mind at work. Don't shy away from this kind of behavior. Instead, understand it for what it is, a form of affection, a sign of their desire to keep the connection strong and exclusive. You must also remember that Stoic principles teach us not to become consumed by jealousy or possessiveness. While it's natural to feel protective, true mastery lies in balancing these feelings with reason and calm. Be aware of this balance. The person who is protective over you may need your understanding, your calm, to help them navigate their own emotions. Don't take it lightly. These signs are as clear as the Stoics were about their principles. Nothing is by accident. They are signaling that they care, that they have an emotional stake in your relationship. You must understand that their protective nature, while subtle, is a sign of emotional investment. Their Stoic, like restraint, is what allows them to show this level of attachment without becoming overbearing. Recognize it, embrace it, and let it be a reminder that love and attachment come with a sense of ownership. Not ownership in the possessive, controlling sense, but in the deeply rooted sense of, I value this connection, and I won't let it slip away. This, my friend, is the true manifestation of Stoic wisdom in relationships. Loyalty, care, and emotional strength, all wrapped in the subtle signals of protectiveness. Hey there, and thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, you're already tapping into some powerful old Stoic wisdom. When someone can't hide how they feel anymore, you'll absolutely know. It's in the way they look at you, how their body moves around you, the words they choose, and yes, even in those quiet moments. If you start noticing these signs, trust me, it's not just in your head. You're seeing their heart quietly confess what they might not say aloud. So, listen closely. Sometimes the most powerful emotions are unspoken. If this video made you think of someone or stirred something in you, don't just keep it inside. Hit like, drop a comment, and tell me, was there a sign that really resonated with you? And hey, if you want more insights into the psychology of human connection, make sure to subscribe to Stoicism Win. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay sharp, stay aware, and remember, the best connections are the ones that speak louder than words.